So hey Ben, you know how lithium ion batteries are always blowing up and stuff?
Yeah.
You know how like you really want to take a lithium ion battery and shoot it with a gun and have it still work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some guys are working on that. They might have a
The
lithium ion battery that is indestructible.
the guns or the battery?
Well, there's people working on guns. Yeah, no, so this was at where was this? This was at Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory. They have a nearly invincible lithium ion battery. So this
Ooh.
Wired article says. But yeah, so I'll be honest, when I first saw this, I was kind of like, that's not what we need to be working on. We need to be working on energy density. Like,
Right?
but reading the article did kind of change my mind a little bit. So basically, they have this battery chemistry it's transparent. So that's the battery right there.
Hmm.
It's transparent, and it was actually talking about like it could be it's as thin and clear as a contact lens. So imagine a contact lens that could actually, you know, I don't know, project stuff or whatever because it's got energy in it, like
Hmm.
saved up in it. Um, but no, you can burn it. So it says right here, the secret to making an indestructible battery comes down to the electrolyte, which, it's always about the electrolyte. So they use a different combination of lithium salts for this. And you can literally burn it. You can hit it with a thing. Actually, here's a little, can you hear that?
Mm-mm.
No? Oh, okay.
You have to
I can hear
narrate
it.
for us.
So it's not so much like something that would power cars, but it's like look, that's the battery right there.
Weird. It's like a little clear
Yeah,
gel plastic
yeah.
almost.
It's like on these like lithium
Like
polymers that
a
it's
like a
created out of.
sticker. Yeah.
Look at that. Boom.
So they're hitting it with what do they hit it with?
Well, she says ballistic impact there.
Oh, so
So I guess it's supposed to be kind of like
simulating.
a bullet shot or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
See, so like that's the one at the top left is the one that we've got right now. It
So they're
burns. And
burning. Yeah.
I'm not good at sharing things and talking at the same time.
So this is interesting. So what would the application for, so it's almost like, yeah, they keep showing these little watch batteries. So you guys, if you're just
Yeah.
listening in, you can imagine a clear watch battery that's even thinner, but can be kind of melded into a sticker. You can just like cut it
Right.
and shape it however you
Yeah.
want.
So yeah, you like kind of make it in these sheets, and they cut it out, and it holds energy and everything. One of the things it was saying in the article was that it could actually be woven into fibers of clothes. So
Ah.
your actual like your clothes could hold energy, and you could like have a charge port coming out of your pocket and charge your phone with it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, obviously, the indestructibility of it in terms of like having uh, keeping phones from exploding and stuff like that. There's that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so yeah, right here it says that because it's flexible, it can be incorporated into wearable electronics and even directly into clothing as fiber. There's also a lot of scientific applications: autonomous underwater vehicles, drones, satellites, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it has about the same energy density as lithium ion, or it's comparable to it, but it does not cycle as much. Like right now, it only cycles about 100 times.
Mm.
Um,
And it's dead.
they're working on that. So yeah.
One thing that would be interesting is if you could turn that into like paint protection film for your car and just basically
Hmm.
cover your entire car in it.
Yeah.
Or if you could make a transparent metal windshield and out of it. So imagine if all the glass in your car is also a battery.
Right.
Maybe that's dangerous though. If you touch it, you like touch one windshield, one window to the other, you could like shock yourself or something. might not be might not be the
Like
best
you're
idea.
leaning on one side and you hold somebody's hand. And
Yeah, right, right. I could see, but
but I
interesting.
thought, yeah, it's not necessarily like a car thing, but it might have different applications in you know uh, wearable technology or even like body like I'm trying to say like in your body stuff. I can't
Hmm.
word today.
Like
Good thing I'm
an
recording a
implant.
podcast.
Yeah, almost like a pacemaker or something like that.
Right. Yeah. And
That
as we get into like
scares.
nanotech and whatnot, it can
That
power
stuff
stuff like that.
scares the hell out of me. I'm
Yeah.
just, I just, is it as pro tech as I am. By the way, another quick rabbit hole because we got time today. Today's like a rabbit hole day. Tim's not here. There's not a lot of huge news out there. We just got something called the snoo. Have you heard of this?
I
Probably not.
have heard of it, but I don't. It's not
Okay, so
ringing a
if you
bell.
guys are listening and you have kids, you probably have heard of this. There's probably some Facebook ads been sent your way. Might be one right now. Let's just put an ad break here. Chances are it's a snoo. No, anyways, um, this is a mm, okay, bassinet. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's called the Snoo Smart Sleeper. I guess this kind of fits. It's a little bit, down a rabbit hole, but it it is a they call it the Smart Sleeper. It's basically like a bassinet that you put your kid in, and it learns how to rock them to sleep
Hmm.
on its own. Like you kind of strap them into it, and we're showing photos of it here. Yeah, you kind of strap them into it, and like you would if you're familiar with babies, you used to have a little sleep sack, kind of like a sleeping bag. You put them in. This one is actually attached to the thing, and then you turn it on, and it starts to figure out their patterns. So it actually will, if they're crying, it will change its rhythm. It'll change the sound. It'll change the thing until it like hits the right the right frequency or whatever, and then they go to sleep. And then they'll stay asleep for however long.
So machine learning.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a machine learning kind of a thing. And so we just got this, and it's like witnessing a miracle. 48 seconds it took. I put my 3-month-old in there, and he was whining and screaming and crying, and 48 seconds it figured out the formula, just literally like full blown to dead silent asleep. Magic.
Wow.
Yeah,
Do they have these for adults?
dude, seriously. Yeah,
As bad as I sleep, I could use something like that.
So yeah, I don't know how we got on that topic, but that thing is amazing. And it kind of blows my mind just how advanced some of these things are getting, right? This is that ludicrous future. Like the future of like my grandkids, assuming we have them, like they may not, like my kids may never have to know the pain that I went through trying to get them to sleep at night at 3 a.m. You know?
Yeah. Well, it just kind of shows how far far reaching the AI thing is.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking that your grandkids will not know a time when computers are just tools. They're partners.
Mm,
Like right now it's like we do all the cognitive processing and then we use the computer as a tool to get that cognitive thing out in some way.
yep.
Whereas I think in the coming years we're more and more going to see like the computer and the person working together cognitively to create things,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I think it gets, I mean, if we're going down like that far ahead, think about like my grandkids for sure will not know how have to drive ever. The
Mm.
car will just they'll hit a button, and it'll either they'll own one. This is a big question whether or not car ownership will continue to exist, but they'll do something, and it's either their car or another car will just drive up to them, hop in, and takes them where they want to go, and they get out. Never have to own a car. Never even have to know how to drive. No steering wheel. None of that nonsense. Um, my kids will definitely learn to drive, but they may not really need to in 15 years.
Mhm.
We'll see how fast things are going. um, but also along those veins and with Neuralink and those kind of things, I could see what this little keypad here and this little thing I move around on my desk, this keyboard and mouse, as kind of novelties that used to exist.
Yeah.
But clearly it's a low bandwidth interface, right?
Mhm.
um but yeah, I could see an AI and that's actually like helps you think, to where you're like, what about this? And then it can say, yeah, well, someone did that, maybe what about this? And you can
Yeah.
kind of like bounce it just like another person would.
I mean, there's people that have brought up the question, like, someday will, I know this sounds very dystopian, but will someday there be like an AI that controls the world? Because I mean, we aren't doing a good job of it ourselves. we're just not.
Yeah.
You know, so at some point, we might just kind of be like, okay, how about we just hand over the functioning of the planet to this AI system that can kind of like make sure everything is, you know, working the way it's supposed to. And I mean, there are people already kind of talking about that.
Hey, thanks for checking us out, guys. I hope you enjoyed this clip from our podcast.
We do a weekly show here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to Our Ludicrous Future, where we discuss all the things that are going to make our future totally ludicrous.
You can join us here on YouTube or at any of your favorite podcast places. Plus, if you want to get some behind-the-scenes stuff and join a cool community, you can help support the channel at patreon.com. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.